Being on the path to health, I knew I would soon be normal again. I also felt that I had passed the worst of my recovery period. But had I? Was I as close to being well as I thought? The beginning of the week, I did 100 push-ups in 3 sets. The first set being 34 and the other 2 being 33 each. This wasn't too difficult, and I even did it in 15 minutes, which was an improvement over the last time I did them. The day after, I did the plank, and I was able to hold it for 2 minutes. So it was an improvement over the last time I tried, but it still wasn't better than my all-time high of 3 minutes. I was disappointed, but still happy that I was making progress. The next day, we went to physical therapy, and we started with the leg press machine. First 2 legs, then 1 leg. This went well, with me not feeling too badly afterwards. I then went and did the pull-ups. This went as expected, with me doing 5 of them at this time. I then did step-ups. Once those were finished, I did squats, and this time I did them without holding on to the balance beams. She also had me go to the edge of the platform so my heels were off of the ground. And while I did them this way, it made it much easier to do them without holding on. We then did the calf stretches, after which we did the goose steps, and a new exercise where I take a step and reach toward my opposite toe with my arm, then take another step and repeat the process. After that, we did the high march. All of these went well, and I was feeling great. Next, we did another new exercise, where I sit on the ground against the table and use my core to raise me up onto it. This wasn't difficult, and it kind of reminded me of when I first lost the ability to walk, as that was how I used to get up on chairs. After that, I jogged, and I felt wonderful. The next thing we did was skipping. This also went well, and I was getting excited for the possibilities of a speedy recovery, since I hadn't done that in years either. The next thing we did was a crab walk. This is where I get down on the ground and lean back, then walk hand over hand and foot over foot. This went well, with me going backwards being much faster than forwards. I then did the no heel walk again, with me doing well on that. When I tried to do the no toe walk, I still had serious trouble. I then did 2 more exercises. The first one being I got on the ground again and put my elbows on the ball. Then I roll it out as far as I can and pull it back without losing control. The next one is where I walk out into a push-up position, then walk back, all without losing control. Both of these went well, and we moved on to stretching my neck, as the last thing we did before the second set of pull-ups. It went as expected, and then when I did the pull-ups, I was able to do 7, which brought my total to 12 for the entire time. I was so happy with all that I had accomplished there, especially the amount of pull-ups I was able to do. The next day, being a plank day, I held it for 2 minutes again. And the day after that, I once again did the 100 push-ups in the same 3 sets. I managed to shave about a minute off of the full time it took me to do them, but that was all the improvement I was able to accomplish with that. The day after was another physical therapy session. This time it was early in the morning, as opposed to later in the afternoon like usual. Anyway, I started with the pull-ups, and I made it to 5 before I couldn't do anymore. We then did the treadmill for 10 minutes, and I pushed it turned off afterwards. This went as expected. Nothing too exciting happened. The goose step followed, with me doing well on that. Then the step and reach, after which we did side steps over the same amount of distance. Those all went well, and the next thing we did was me walking and kicking my legs up behind me, trying to kick my rear. This wasn't difficult at all for me, and we soon moved on to the normal marches. After that, we did the walking on the toes. Then we went and did the walking only on the heels. When I did that, I could actually do it a little bit, which was a huge improvement over the last time I tried to only walk on my heels. The next thing was a skip, and that went even better than earlier this week, with me actually looking like I could skip pretty normally. We then did this sort of Gallup step, and this one only felt weird because of the weird mechanics of the movement. Other than that, I did well on it. I then jogged, and that went so well I started feeling like it was a natural movement again, which is something that I hadn't felt in a long time. In fact, I don't even remember the last time I felt like it was natural. We then did the crab walk, and that went as expected. Afterwards, we did the one-leg sit-to-stands, which also went well. The next thing we did, and the last thing we did before pull-ups, was our normal stretches. Those went well, and when I did the pull-ups, I did 5 again, which brought my total to 10 for the whole session. Even though that wasn't the highest I had been able to do, I still left that place feeling great. I had improved substantially in almost every way, and I was almost fully better. I was so glad that God was leading me on this journey from arthritic to athletic. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also, share it so others can enjoy this series. Talk to y'all later. Bye.